Hi everyone, thanks for joining. Today for our practice, let's have 2 blocks and maybe a folded blanket or a bolster. These are just optional though. I like to use props, but you don't need them for our class necessarily. And this class will be nourishing and building our strength. So it's going to be a little bit more energetic and upright. So let's go ahead and we'll start in supported virasana. So if it feels comfortable to just kneel and sit on your heels, go ahead. Otherwise, blocks are great. You can use 1 or 2. We want to make sure that whatever pose we come into when we start our practice feels accessible and comfortable. So again, making sure that you are feeling good, lower back, knees. And then once you come into that comfortable seat, allow your eyes to close and let's ground into our space and into our practice. Take a deep breath in and let your belly fill up side to side, nice and full. And an open mouth exhale, sigh the air out. Once you're ready, we'll bring the lips to close and feel this calming breath ebb and flow in and out through your nose. Next inhale breath. Let's reach arms up to the sky, lift your gaze. Exhale, side body stretch, and I'll mirror you. Release your right arm down and lift up and over to that right side. So we don't need to necessarily touch the floor. We just want to open up through the left side of our body. So take an inhale breath into your left ribs. And exhale, drop your gaze down to your bottom right shoulder. Inhale, lift up. Switch, exhale, release, left arm down, lift up and over to that left side. And again, we don't need to crunch through that lower half. Just make sure that we feel spacious through the right side. Take an inhale into that space. And exhale, drop your gaze down to your shoulder. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, cactus your arms, open your chest. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale to lift. Exhale, cactus. 1 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, cactus. Now let's stay centered with those cactus arms. Inhale, lift. Exhale, turn to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale to the left. Inhale, center, reach up. And now this time, come off your blocks, so your heels come all the way up to kneel. And then exhale, just sit back for a moment. Don't get too comfortable though. Inhale, lift back up. Exhale, take a sink back. 1 more. Inhale, rise. And then exhale, let's sink back. And then we'll release blocks to the top of your mat if you have them. And then make your way into tabletop position. And then a few rounds here of cat-cow. Get your spine warmed up. Inhale to lift your heart and tailbone. And exhale to take a generous rounding through your upper spine. And next time that you exhale, let's hold cat pose. Press up through your shoulders, let your head hang. Take an inhale into the backs of your shoulders. And then exhale, come back through to center. Step your right foot forward. And then have your foot to the outside of your hand. Tuck your back toes, lift your knee, and lengthen your back knee so you're more so on the top of your knee or the front of the knee rather than directly on your kneecap. Rotate your right toes out to the side slightly and keep your knee above your ankle area. So we're in this wide-legged lizard lunge, and here we're just going to take a gentle rock forward back. So if it feels nice to lift and drop your foot with emotion, go ahead and do that. There's no need to rush as we just warm up through our hips and lower back. So take your time here. And now let's hold this lizard lunge. Bend into your front knee. Feel the front of your left hip grow long. And then let's go ahead, come back through to center. Release your knee, tabletop. Let's extend that left leg for a moment, just to release off of it. And then go ahead and switch. Step your left foot forward, left foot to the outside of your left hand. Maybe widen the toes, tuck your back toes underneath, and lengthen that knee behind. So we're in the front of the knee. Once you're here and you feel good on that back knee, begin to take a little rock forward and back. And you might notice this is where the blanket might come into play to pad underneath the knee. Make sure that you're not feeling any pain. So do what you need to feel good. And that might mean taking a little support underneath that knee. All right, and then next time you lunge into that front leg, let's hold. Grow long through the front of your right hip. And then this is a nice juicy stretch, so breathing gently. Let's back off. Release your left knee to tabletop. Take a moment off that right knee, extend your leg long. And then let's release for Balasana, child's pose. Knees wide, big toes to touch. Drop your hips back and ground your forehead. Few rounds of breath. Inhale, now roll up through to center. Tuck those toes. Hips up, back behind. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog here. First one of our practice, so settle on in. Maybe walking out to your feet or just coming right into a static pose, whatever feels good to you. This is your home base. So anchor into your breath. Inhale, press away from the floor. Big exhale out. Inhale, press away. Exhale, bend your knees, top of the mat. Inhale, lengthen, Ardha Uttanasana, heart forward, tailbone back. Exhale to release. Press down, inhale, rise to stand all the way back up. Exhale, cactus, open up your chest. Inhale to lift up. And exhale, take a step back with your left foot. Let's come into Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1 stance. So widen your stance side to side a little bit. Hips, belly, heart, close to the front. From here, let's pop that right hip out to the side. Swing your hips back, so tailbone points straight behind. And then take a little tuck of your tailbone forward and slide into that front knee. So once you're here, we're rolling the inner left thigh back, feeling strong in our stance. Inhale, arms up to the sky. Now this is where the building strength begins. Let's go ahead and take an inhale to lift up. And exhale, lean forward, sweep your arms back and hover your belly over your front thigh. Spread your feet forward back as you take a hug in with your inner hips. Inhale to rise up. Keep the legs as they are. Just send your right arm behind, left arm forward for a twist. And then inhale, right arm meets left, back up. And now let's open up Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2 stance. So now we're opening through our hips, belly, heart, towards the long edge of our mat. Take a sliding into that front knee. Feet are spreading, we're taking up space. Continuing to build that strength in the legs. Firm foundation. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, Parsva Konasana, extended side angle. You could grab a block here, hand on top, or forearm to thigh. Inhale, roll your bottom armpit up to the ceiling. Exhale to reach out through your top fingertips. Inhale, rise up. Take a reverse, reach back. Exhale, big cartwheel down to the floor. Runner's lunge, step back to plank. Inhale and plank, press up through your shoulders. Exhale, lower all the way down to the floor. Inhale, your back bend. Exhale to release. Tuck the toes, hips up, back, behind. Downward facing, 3 rounds of breath. Another inhale to press away. Exhale, bend your knees, top of the mat. Inhale, lengthen, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, release. Press down, inhale, rise to stand all the way up. Exhale, cactus, open your heart. Inhale to lift. Exhale, right foot steps back behind. Virabhadrasana 1. Widen your stance side to side. And then we're keeping ourselves close to the front here. Send that left hip out to the side. Swing your hips back, tailbone pointing straight behind. And then tuck your tailbone forward and lunge into that front leg. Anchor down the outer edge of your back foot. Inner right thigh rolls back. And inhale, arms up, Warrior 1. And let's take an inhale to lift up tall. Exhale, hover the belly, sweep your arms back. So try to have some weight into that back leg, even though we're leaning forward. Stay nice and strong. And then inhale, let's lift on up and open up here. Virabhadrasana 2. Back foot parallel to the back side of your mat. Stance is wide. Knee tracking above your ankle. And then spreading those feet energetically, taking up space, reaching out. Gentle gaze over your fingertips. Inhale to reach forward. And exhale, Parsva Konasana, extended side angle. Inhale, roll your bottom ribs up to the sky. Hold here. Inhale, lift. Take a reverse. Reach back. And exhale, big cartwheel down to the floor. Runner's lunge. Step back to plank. Maybe moving through chaturanga. Inhale, shoulders past wrists. Exhale, bend. Inhale, your back bend. And exhale, hips up, back, behind. 3 rounds of breath. Inhale, press away. Exhale, bend your knees, gaze forward, top of the mat. Inhale, lengthen, half lift. Now making sure we have a gentle bend through the knees, ever so slightly. Pull your bottom ribs in, and then hands to hips, rise strongly, up to stand. Now we'll move into a balancing posture, Nadandrasana, dancer pose. Let's start with that left foot standing. Anchor your foot, bend your right knee. We'll start with that quad stretch here. Lift up through your left hip, and then reach your left arm up to the sky. You could stay here, or coming more into a back bend, begin to kick the sole of your right foot up as you lean forward. Curl your right toes back towards your knee, just to engage a little bit more. Not as pretty, but that's okay. We want to stay safe. Inhale to lift up, and then exhale, release. Take a little wiggle, and then we'll switch sides. This time, right foot stands. Bend through your left knee. And then maybe this time you change up your hold so you can roll your shoulder back. Try holding the inside of your ankle and see how that feels. Zip up to the right side of your body. Right arm up to the sky. And then you could stay here or begin to take flight, lifting up, leaning forward. Try to curl your toes back towards your knee. And as you're ready, inhale to lift, exhale, release. Take a little wiggle, a shake, and then inhale, lift up. Exhale, bend your knees, and come on down to a squat. Just a transition pose. And then we'll take a seat onto the floor. Coming to the center of your mat, let's go ahead, Navasana boat pose. So, option, you could keep your feet to the floor or lift your feet up. Engage, heart up to the sky, towards your thighs, arms reaching forward. Holding here for 5, 4, perhaps lifting your legs up to the sky for 3. Shaking is okay for 2. And 1. Release down. Let's bring soles of the feet together, knees wide. Baddha Konasana. Inhale to lift up. Exhale, lean forward. And then inhale, rise back up. From here, make your way onto your belly. We'll take our back bend, prone position. A round of Shalabhasana, locust pose, arms by your sides. And then inhale, lift everything off the floor. Draw your shoulder blades towards one another, palms facing your legs. Lift up and keep your breath moving. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Left ear to the floor. And then we'll take one more round. So head back through center. Option to take one more round of Shalabhasana. Or if you'd like, Dhanurasana bow pose. Bend your knees. Reach back to your ankles. Same thing, curl your toes back toward your knees. Draw your shoulder blades together. And then inhale, lift up for your last back bend. If you're in Dhanurasana, send your feet up to the sky. Open through your chest. Last 3, 2, inhale to lift. And 1, release, right ear to the floor. And then let's go ahead, head through center. Take a roll onto your back. Hug your knees to your chest. Rock your hips side to side. And then drop your knees all the way to the right. Supine twist, left arm out wide. Beginning to slow the breath now. feeling it reside in your belly. Inhale back through the center, hug in, rock your hips side to side. And then take the knees over to the left. Inhale back through the center. Last time, hug in and squeeze. And then as you're ready, make your way into shavasana, legs out long. Or you could end in a comfortable seat, whatever feels good to you. I invite you to take shavasana as long as you would like. Otherwise, I'll just cue us for a few rounds of breath to close our practice. So as you're ready, whether you're laying down or seated upright, take a deep breath in. Open mouth, exhale, sigh the air out. Feel the air pass in and out through your nose, settling your breath back into a nice, easy rhythm. Continue to stay here in shavasana as long as you would like. Otherwise, let's take one last breath together. Inhale through your nose. And thank you so much, everyone, for joining me. Have a wonderful rest of your day.